I don't think it's really going to hurt you to do one or the other, but it can just cause some frustration and migraines down the road. Hi everybody, it's Alex. Welcome back to Guiding Creatives, the community for multi-passionate, creative people. Maybe you're a freelancer, model, photographer, writer. Maybe you like making balloon animals. Whatever your creative passion is, I'm here to help you. And today I want to talk about a frequently asked question that I've actually had some personal experience that I'll reflect on at the end. But the question is, when I start this creative pursuit, when I start this brand, this social media, this business, this freelancing platform, the question is, should I use my personal name or some form of that, or should I come up with a business or brand name? And the truth is, there's not a clear-cut answer, but there are several very important things to consider, so that's what we're going to dive into. The number one thing to ask yourself before even considering anything else is whatever you're signing up on, whatever you're creating, can you change your name? How hard will it be to change your name? And will it be costly to change your name? Because once you're making this decision, it could be set in stone or it could really tie you to something. So that's why I do want you to really think about it carefully. Now, I don't think it's really going to hurt you to do one or the other, but it can just cause some frustration and migraines down the road. Hint, hint, foreshadowing. The next thing I want you to consider is the balance between keeping your business private and also building trust. So I know some people who want to remain almost completely anonymous online when they work, which is fine. I understand, but I don't think you can blame people for being hesitant to want to work with you. If you're not willing to tell them your name, show them your face, give them an email, and you're just this brand name that they don't really have a lot to go on, unless you have like a lot of good testimonials from people they can actually see and trust, that's going to be a little bit of a slippery slope. So you can balance this by using a business name and using your face on the brand, Guiding Creatives, or you can use a variation of your name, or you can just have your name tied to your brand. Maybe it's in it. Maybe it's Alex's Bakery, things like that. So you have to kind of decide how much privacy you want and how much you want it tied to your name. But I do just want to caution that you need to learn to be private, but also make sure that you're putting in the effort to build trust. Because anonymity, is that the word? Anonymity is good, perfect, fun, respectful, but you also have to understand that it is going to come with some challenges that you need to overcome because this is the choice you made. The next thing to consider is work-life separation. So if you are using your personal name, people can infiltrate your social media, they can find where you went to high school, they can find everything about you. So if you're going to be working on a global scale or you really want to blow up, but you want some privacy, don't use your full name, don't use your name at all, or really, really, really make sure everything is on lockdown so that the only thing they can really find out about you is your business. That's hard to do. But this is one of the most important ones I want to stress. If you're going to use your name for your freelancing business or any other business you create, it can cause a little bit of overlap. People can infiltrate. They can find your personal social media. If you want to post a picture that is not professional, but you don't want clients seeing it, then you have to be private. So you have to consider these things. Another thing to consider is if you hope to one day build a team or an agency. Is this business going to be bigger than you? Do you have an exit plan? What is your business plan? Because if you're always going to be the number one and only, sure, use your name. It's not follow Alex through her thing. It's I'm guiding you. I'm guiding the creatives. And the final thing you want to consider is, will it tie you to a niche or silo you? Let's say I'm a chef. So I have Alex's cooking YouTube channel. That blows up, okay? Let's say I have 1 million subscribers. Everybody knows me as Alex the Chef. And it's not necessarily that I'm pivoting to a new niche. Maybe I just have a side project. And my side project is about being a race car driver. There can be some biases put against you. Some people might say, she has no idea what she's doing. She's literally a YouTube chef. Like, she's famous for being a chef. Why is she driving a race car? People will doubt you. People will discredit you because you've been so tied to this identity. And although that can happen with or without using your name and your brand name, it is a risk that you're going to have to take. When choosing what you want with your name, you really have to consider these things. Think about your future plan. Plan for success. Really plan like you're going to hit the jackpot in your career path. What do you want it to look like? Do you really only want your name to be associated with this? Are you happy with one project or are you multi-passionate? Because if you're multi-passionate, I wouldn't use your name. That's something I've learned. If you want to build a team, you're going to want a business name. If you can change it, maybe you be a little bit more slack on yourself. If you can't change it, maybe be a little bit more strict on yourself. If privacy is a big thing, don't use your name. If you want your face and your name to be the front of your brand, because that's what you're about, use your name. You need to work through some of these questions, but now I'm going to share a personal thing that's happened to me recently. So when I signed up for Fiverr, again, I signed up in like 2020, I think, because 2020 was when we all went into lockdown. I had quit my job. I was like, what am I gonna do? I signed up to Fiverr, but I actually didn't create a gig. I didn't get a job. I didn't look for jobs. I just created the account with my Gmail and left it. So it was Following Alex. Now, if you know anything about me, Following Alex was initially my like nature hiking blog brand. It then turned into like a lifestyle creator brand, but it was still tied to my Fiverr. The past 2 years, I've really built this freelancing brand for myself. I want to help other creatives in every creative aspect, and Guiding Creatives was born. You all know that, maybe, and if you don't, that's my story. So I have Guiding Creatives, but I can't change my Fiverr username. Once you have a username on Fiverr, you cannot change it. So, although I've shifted all of my freelancing business stuff to Guiding Creatives, my Fiverr is still connected to Following Alex. I had an Instagram with Following Alex. I had these more creator spaces, lifestyle spaces, where I wanted to be my own person. I have clients following me there. They're not supposed to find me off of Fiverr, but they do. You know, they're messaging me. It started giving me anxiety because I'm like, should I really post this if a client is following me? Or this client is waiting on a message from me, but I don't answer messages past this time, but I want to post this picture. It was just causing a lot of stress. And I really started to realize how it was limiting this creative side of me that isn't tied to freelancing. And that because I still had that existing, people were not going to Guiding Creatives. I literally had in my bio, freelancing inquiries, freelancing everything, come to Guiding Creatives. But people weren't listening to that. I could open up my messages right now, and the requests I have from people on Following Alex is crazy. That account is now private. I've started a new Instagram. I've had to completely rebrand, which was refreshing. But it's still a little bit of stress. Now, it was easy for me to do. I didn't have a really big creator presence at the time, and Guiding Creatives is new. I've only just started the separation, so things are pretty smooth for me. But I just can't imagine being very, what if I blew up on YouTube? What if I had hundreds of thousands of subscribers on Following Alex and my Instagram blew up? And then I realized, okay, this is way too much mixing of my two different projects. How do I separate it? Because when you're rebranding with a huge audience or a huge brand awareness, it's a lot harder. And it can actually put a dip in things because it changes the way people trust you. If you were working with Alex and then all of a sudden you were working with a faceless brand with a random name and you didn't get the memo that it was changing, you would be cautious. You would be wary. So you have to really think this through, and it's not something I thought through enough. I don't think you need to overthink it. I do think it's better to start than to, get tied up in this. But I do think it's something you should sit down and consider. I think you should go through the questions I said. And if you have any questions or you want to run it by me what you think, you can email me. I'll have it down in the description. Message me on the Guiding Creatives Instagram. Or even if you want to comment on the YouTube, maybe there will be other people who can help you too. So thank you so much. If you have a frequently asked question you want me to answer, leave it below. Again, email me, do what you want to do to get that information to me. In the meantime, stay creative, whether it's under your name, your brand name, your business name, or an alias. So, have a great week and stay creative. Bye.